Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om. Welcome to session 21 of the Sundarakandam learning series. In the Sarga 2 of Sundarakandam, so far we have seen that Hanuman has reached Lanka, the outskirts, the outer periphery of Lanka. He has reached the mountains on which Lanka is at the top. And as he crosses the Udyanas and the water bodies, he is very fretful of how he will be able to reach Sita Mata. So now we have seen in the last class, the ending was that he reached the northern entrance of Lanka fortress. Lanka is a fortress with an ending on the, with an opening on the northern side, which is accessible from the, it's obviously an island, which is accessible from the ocean. Directly closest to India was the northern entrance. So that is where he is standing. So now, what does he see? From the entrance of Lanka at the fortress walls, how does it look? कैलासनिलय प्रख्याम् कैलासनिलय प्रख्याम् आलिकन्तीमिवाम्बरम् आलिकन्तीमिवाम्बरम् दीयमानामिवाकाशम् दीयमानामिवाकाशम् उच्छ्रितैर्भवनोत्तमैः उच्छ्रितैर्भवनोत्तमैः कैलासनिलय प्रख्याम् आलिकन्तीमिवाम्बरम् कैलासनिलय प्रख्याम् आलिकन्तीमिवाम्बरम् दीयमानामिवाकाशम् उच्छ्रितैर्भवनोत्तमैः दीयमानामिवाकाशम् उच्छ्रितैर्भवनोत्तमैः. Together. कैलासनिलय प्रख्याम् आलिकन्तीमिवाम्बरम् दीयमानामिवाकाशम् उच्छ्रितैर्भवनोत्तमैः. We will see 4 shlokas, 23, 24, 25, 26 together and then see the meaning combined. Okay. So how does Lanka appear? It's covered in the first 4 shlokas today's session. Sampurnam rakshasair ghoraihi nagair bhogavati Achintyam sukritam spashtam kuberadhyushitam pura line by line. Sampurnam rakshasair ghorair nagair bhogavatimiva Sampurnam rakshasair ghorair nagair bhogavatimiva Achintyam sukritam spashtam kuberadhyushitam pura Achintyam sukritam spashtam kuberadhyushitam pura. Together. Sampurnam rakshasair ghorair nagair bhogavatimiva Achintyam sukritam spashtam kuberadhyushitam pura. Tam shtribhir bahubhih shuraihi शूलपट्टिशपाणिभिः रक्षितां राक्षसैर्घोरैः गुहाम् आशीविषैरिव दंष्ट्रिभिर्बाहुभिः शूलपट्टिशपाणिभिः दंष्ट्रिभिर्बाहुभिः शूलपट्टिशपाणिभिः रक्षितां राक्षसैर्घोरैर्गुहामाशीविषैरिव रक्षितां राक्षसैर्घोरैर्गुहामाशीविषैरिव. Together. Damshtribhir बाहुभिः शूरैः शूलपट्टिशपाणिभिः रक्षितां राक्षसैर्घोरैर्गुहामाशीविषैरिव. If you have any doubts, please ask. तस्याश्च महतीं भुक्तिं तस्याश्च महतीं भुक्तिं सागरं च निरीक्ष्य सः सागरं च निरीक्ष्य सः रावणं च रिपुं घोरं रावणं च रिपुं घोरं चिन्तयामास वानरः चिन्तयामास वानरः तस्याश्च महतीं भुक्तिं सागरं च निरीक्ष्य सः तस्याश्च महतीं भुक्तिं सागरं च निरीक्ष्य सः रावणं च रिपुं घोरं चिन्तयामास वानरः रावणं च रिपुं घोरं चिन्तयामास वानरः. Together. तस्याश्च महतीं भुक्तिं सागरं च निरीक्ष्य सः रावणं च रिपुं घोरं चिन्तयामास वानरः. We have seen these four shlokas. Let's see the meaning together. Kailasa Nilaya Prakyam, the first shloka, in the first verse. Ambaram Alikantim Iva. Okay. Kailasa Nilaya Prakyam, Ambaram Alikantim Iva is how we will reword the first part of the first shloka. Kailasa Nilaya Prakyam. Kailasa refers to Shiva's abode, Kailasa. Nilaya, the abode. Prakyam, resembling. So as if it was Kailasha, like Kailasha. What is similar between Kailasha and Lanka? That will come a little shortly. Ambaram Alikantim, touching the sky. Kailasha is also high up on the Himalayas, right? Touching the sky. In the same way, Ravana's Lanka appeared to be touching the sky as it is in the top of the peak of the Trikuta mountains. The tallest peak of the Trikuta, on top of that was Lanka, as if touching the sky. So it appeared as if Iva Akasham Diyamana Uchritaihi Bhavanottamaihi Drishyate. What does that mean? Uchritaihi Bhavanottamaihi. With very tall palaces. Lanka had many tall palaces and it looked as if Akasham Diyamanamiva, as if it was floating, flying in the sky. It did not appear to be stationed on earth, but it appeared as if it was a celestial city flying in the sky because the buildings were so tall and it appeared to be touching the skies. Okay, so that is the first shloka Anvaya part, and then we come to the second. Nagaihi Bhogavati Ghoraihi Rakshasaihi Sampurna Achintyam Sukritam Spashtam Kuberadhyushitam Puramiva Dadarsha. What does that mean? Sampurnam Rakshasaihi Ghoraihi. Sampurnam, filled with what? Ghoraihi Rakshasaihi. Terrible Rakshasas. Making it appear like, Iva, like, making it appear like. Nagaihi Bhogavati. The Naga's kingdom in the Patala Loka is known as Bhogavati. Like how Bhogavati will appear filled with vicious snakes, scary, terrible looking. In the same way, this place is replete with terrible looking asuras. So Sampurnam Rakshasaihi Ghoraihi, with terrible looking asuras, the city appeared like the serpent city, Bhogavati. And how was it? Achintyam, Sukritam, Spashtam, Kuberadhyushitam Pura. Achintyam, unimaginable. Spashtam, visible. Sukritam, very well made. It was beautifully constructed by Vishwakarma as we saw in the previous class. Very well made. Spashta, very clear, neatly laid out roads, beautiful mansions, all of them appearing very nice. No leaning towers of Pisa there. Okay, all beautiful, tall buildings looking very nice, glowing, resplendent, clear. Sukritam, very well made. Okay. Kubera Dushitapura, after all, it was a city which was inhabited in the past. Pura means in the past. By whom? By Kubera. So as it was Kubera's celestial city, obviously it was befitting a great yaksha like him. So now we come to Tamshribi, and then how terrific did it look? Damshtribihi, Bahubihi, Shuraihi, Shulapattisha Rakshasaihi, Ghoraihi Rakshitam. Ashi Vishegam. Okay, so Damshtribihi is the adjective for Ashi Vishegi. Ashi Vishas refer to serpents. Ashi Vishaha, serpents. Damshtribihi, with fangs. So the serpents which have terrible fangs. That's how the Rakshasas who were guarding the city looked. Shuraihi, brave warriors. Shula Pattisha Panibihi, holding the Shula and the Pattisha in their hands. Shula refers to Trishula, like a trident. Pattisha refers to a spear, like a veil. That spear, no, not with that with a pointed edge. That one. Shula refers to a trident with three top edges. No? So that Shula Pattisha Pani Bihi, with the Shula trident and the spear in their hands, guarded by brave warriors. Rakshita, Rakshasaihi, Ghoraihi, by the terrible Rakshasas. It looked like a cave, okay, of fanged serpents, terrible fanged serpents. Guham Ashi Vishay, Damshtribihi Ashi Vishayhi Iva. So, like a cave filled with terrible serpents. So, Lanka, although on the surface appeared like a beautiful celestial city resembling even Kailasha in the way it was floating, still gave the appearance of a very villainous place because it was guarded by terrible looking Rakshasas, which made Hanuman think of terrible serpents in a cave. That's how it appeared. It was a very terrible looking um, terrible feeling that he got when he saw the heavy security. Then, Tasyaha Mahatim Guptim Sagaram cha Ghoram Ripum Ravanam cha Dirikshya Chintayamas. Now, these are 3 points of concern for Hanuman. Tasyaha Lankas, Tasyaha Sashti Vibhakti, Tasyaha Lankayaha. So, Lankas. Mahatim Guptim, terrible, great security. Mahatim, great. Guptim means security. Vidya Vibhakti. Mahatim Guptim, terrible or great security of Lanka. So Lanka was heavily secured. Sagaram cha, having seen the terrible security, having seen the almost uncrossable ocean, and Ghoram Ripum Ravanam, having seen the terrible enemy Ravana, Ripu enemy, Ghora terrible Ravana, having seen the terrible enemy Ravana, Nirikshya, having seen Saha, Hanuman, Chintayamasa. He started thinking. So there are 4 counts actually on which he is very worried. Not just 3 as mentioned here. 3 mentioned here are uncrossable ocean, heavy security in the place, the enemy himself, Ravana, because Ravana was ruling it. The 4th thing was, it is also very high on the mountain, almost unreachable. For him, it was possible, but for normal people, it would have been very difficult to breach Lanka's fortress because it's high on the mountain, up on the peak. So it was heavily secured. Gave him causes for concern. How am I going to, even if I see Sita, how will Sita Mata be retrieved? So that is the cause for concern. Now we will see his concern in this shloka. I hope the meaning so far, it was quite complicated. I took 4 shlokas together and gave the Anvaya and explained the meaning. If you want me to repeat something or explain something better, please ask me. I will. Any word that you did not catch because if I went too fast. Was it clear? Varsha, did you want me to repeat something? Shashita, clear? Suti, it's following?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay, so this is the main thing. He sees a heavily fortified Lanka and wonders, how am I going to enter it? Even if I enter it, how are others going to enter it? That's the point that gives him concern. So let's see the next shloka, 27. Agatyapih harayo, Agatyapih harayo, Bhavishyanti nirarthakaah, Bhavishyanti nirarthakaah. Nahi yuddhena vai Lanka, Nahi yuddhena vai Lanka, Shakya jetum surairapi, Shakya jetum surairapi, Agatyapi harayo, Bhavishyanti yo, Bhavishyanti nirarthakaah. Nahi yuddhena vai Lanka, शक्या जेतुं सुरैरपि न हि युद्धेन वै लङ्का शक्या जेतुं सुरैरपि together आगत्यापीह हरयो भविष्यन्ति निरर्थकाः न हि युद्धेन वै लङ्का शक्या जेतुं सुरैरपि हरयः इह आगत्यापि Hari refers to monkey also. Harayaha, the monkeys. Iha, here. Agatyapi. Even if they manage to come here, even if the monkeys manage to cross the ocean, because crossing the ocean is a question mark. Even if they cross the ocean and come here, nirarthakaha bhavishyanti. They will be failed ones. They will be unfulfilled. Their purpose will not be met. Nirarthakaha means one whose Artha means goal or objective. Nirartha means not achieving the goal. Nirarthaka means one who cannot achieve his goal. So they will fail. Even if they cross, even if they come here, these monkeys will fail. Lanka Yuddhena, these monkeys mean his own Vanarasera. Lanka Yuddhena Surairapina Jetum Shakyahi. Lanka Yuddhena, Lanka in a by battle, Yuddhena, by war, Suraihi api, by the Devas also, na jetum shakya, will not be won over. So Lanka cannot be won over by the Devas also in battle. Hetu for this is two things. One is the heavy security that he sees there, and second is a formidable for Ravana. So even if they come here, they would have failed in their effort because it is so difficult to climb the mountain, reach here, and then to break across the security and to defeat Ravana. How will they even manage? We must automatically think Hanuman was not a ordinary person. Okay, so he will obviously not be experiencing these kind of doubts in the normal course of things. So he is experiencing these doubts as a nimitta for us. When we set out to do some action, we see the action looming before us. Something very big, say for example, a maths exam which is coming, and there are 20 chapters to be studied, and the exam is 20 days hence. How many chapters per day do we have to study? This is one a day. Assuming that the first day, you decide, oh, 20 days are there, no. So you decide to do something else. Say maybe English or something. You won't waste your time. You just do something else. Second day, you decide you're going to waste time. Third day, you decide, third day, God forbid, you fall in. Then you're left with 10 days and 20 chapters. How many per day? 2. At that time, it starts pinching, no, because two chapters cannot be finished in 24 hours is your firm conviction. And therefore, you will start thinking, oh no, even if I set out to do it now, will I even succeed in this mission? Instead of at least saying I will try to finish 5 chapters and get some marks in the exam, you will say, should I do this work or not? Should I abandon it? Yes or no? Anyway, last minute, I will revise all the formula and do off the exam, and somewhere or the other, it doesn't matter. I don't have to revise all the 20. Let me do maybe 5. That much at least you should think, no. What will you think? No. Enough. I will do before the exam. Anyway, I cannot finish the syllabus if I start to do. Correct? That kind of thought Hanuman is also getting. Anyway, if they cross the mountain also, ocean also, how will they even manage to defeat Lanka, defeat Ravana? How will they manage to breach into Lanka? How will they manage to find Sita? So all these questioning doubts which trouble us are now troubling Hanuman also. Now see, even one more, he just goes a step further. Imam tu vishamam durkam, Imam tu vishamam durkam, Lankam Ravana Palitam, Lankam Ravana Palitam, Prapyapi Samaha Bahuhu, Prapyapi Samaha Bahuhu, Kim Karishyati Raghavah, Kim Karishyati Raghavah, Imam tu Vishamam Durgam, Lankam Ravana Palitam, Imam tu Vishamam Durgam, Lankam Ravana Palitam, Prapyapi Samaha Bahuhu, Kim Karishyati Raghavah, Prapyapi Samaha Bahuhu, Kim Karishyati Raghavah. Together. Imam tu vishamam durgam Lankam Ravana palitam Prapyapi samaha ahuhu Kim karishyati Raghavah. From doubting the Vanarasena, he doubts Raghava himself. Vishamam Durgam Ravana palitam Imam Lanka. Vishamam Durgam, most difficult to cross and attain. Durga means fortress. The word Durga itself means fortress. Okay, so what does it mean? Essentially, any obstacle, anything that is difficult to cross is called a Durga there. So, Vishamam Durga, this is very difficult to attain fortress. Ravana Palitam Imam Lanka. This city, Lanka, which is being taken care of by Ravana. Prapyapi, even if he attains. Saha, Mahabahu Raghavaha. He, the one with the mighty arms, Raghava. Kim Karishati, what will he do? Even if he crosses, even he will be Nirathaka. Is the Dhvani here? Is the implication here? The implication is here is Vanaras will not be able to do anything. Raghava also will not be able to do anything after crossing the ocean. So here to explain Hanuman's mind, there is a commentary called Tattva Deepika. There the word Durga has been explained in greater detail. He says there are 6 kinds. I thought it is good to know also. He says there are 6 kinds of Durgas. Durga means fortress. 6 kinds of fortresses, of which here we find some. You people only decide what. The first kind of Durga is known as a Dhanva Durga. Dhanva Durga means a Durga or a fortress found in a desert. Okay. In a fortress found in a desert, what do you think will be the main problem?
Ma'am, water scarcity.
Correct. No water. 100 kilometers around the fortress, no water. So no enemy will dare to venture near such a fortress. Now, is this fortress a desert fortress? Not at all. So we remove that. Then there is a Mahidurga. Mahidurga is a fortress made of earth, namely quicksand. You know what is a quicksand, right? If you put your foot in, you will be taken sucked inside. Quicksand, and then you will find in Mahabharata also there is a beautiful description of how Krishna defended Dwaraka against Shalva. Shalva attacked him after Shishupala. He came on his aerial city Saubala and tried to rain arrows and kill all the Vrishnis. Okay, before they waged a battle on the land, terrestrial battle, Krishna fortified the sides of Dwaraka. Dwaraka itself is near the ocean. One side there is ocean fortress, but on the other side, when it is open to people to come and attack, and Dwaraka itself is not very high or anything. It's on the this one only. It's on the plains only. It's not high. It's not on the hill or anything. So what did they do? They made the ground uneven everywhere and filled it with shrapnel, filled it with sharp rocks, made it impassable to cross, created artificial quicksands, did all these things to fortify the city. So a city which is fortified by such earth-driven impediments is called a Mahidurga. Okay, and then we come to Apdurga. Here also there is a Mahidurga in place in the sense the land is difficult to climb and reach. Okay, Apdurga means fortified by water on all sides. Lanka qualifies, right? Lanka is fortified by water on all sides. So it qualifies here. Then there is something called a Vanadurga or Varsha Durga. Vanadurga or Varsha Durga is covered by thick forests, which make it almost difficult to have visibility. Ravana's Lanka also was covered by thick forests, which were leading to the fortress city. Nridurga, man-made fortress. You will find how the prakaras or the fortress walls of Lanka were. Okay, so very tall and guarded, heavily guarded. So Nridurga, man-made fort. Lanka's fort was also man-made. And Giridurga. So that is the 6th kind. So 6 Durgas, Dhanva Durga, Apdurga, Mahidurga, Varsha Durga or Vana Durga, Nridurga or man-made fort, and the last one is known as Giri Durga. Giri Durga is a fortress afforded by a mountain. Like you see Shivaji Maharaj's fortresses. So if you go to Pune and you try to Sinhagad and those kind of fortresses are all built on mountains. So Giri Durga built on mountains. Here also Lanka's fortress is fortified by the mountain. So here, therefore, in so many counts, it is impassable, difficult to cross. So now let's see. Further rumination by Hanuman. Avakasho na santvasya. Avakasho na santvasya. Rakshaseshvabhigamyate. Rakshaseshvabhigamyate. Nadanasya na bhedasya. Nadanasya na bhedasya. Naiva yuddhasya drishyate. Naiva yuddhasya drishyate. Avakasho na santvasya. Rakshaseshvabhigamyate. Avakasho na santvasya. Rakshaseshvabhigamyate. Nadanasya na bhedasya. Naiva yuddhasya drishyate. Nadanasya na bhedasya. Naiva yuddhasya drishyate. Together. Avakasho na santvasya. Rakshaseshvabhigamyate. Nadanasya na bhedasya. Naiva yuddhasya drishyate. Let us see if we can at least handle the Rakshasas. If you want to handle the Rakshasas, what must you do? The classic 4-step strategy. Sama, Dana, Bheda, Danda. Even that will fail, he's saying. Rakshaseshu, in the Rakshasas, in the Asuras, among the Asuras rather. Santvasya avakashaha na abhigamyate. For reconciliation, for making peace. Avakashaha, opportunity. Na abhigamyate, will not arise, does not arise, is not expected. So Sama, out, no peace treaties. Danasya na bhedasya, by making any kind of offer, by trying to bribe, or by trying to do some kind of an exchange, that kind of an offer also. Na bhedasya. Bheda means sowing dissension among the Rakshasas, trying to create differences among them, trying to trying to create dissension among them and then trying to win over them. That also will not do. Yuddhasya naiva drishyate. Even if we go for an all-out war, it doesn't seem to be feasible. Naiva yuddhasya drishyate. It is not possible. It does not appear. So why? Bheda is not possible because they are led by a very, very powerful king, Ravana. So if you try to sow any kind of dissension among them, everybody owes their loyalty to Ravana. Dana will not work because they are already all powerful and Ravana has given them everything. Santvasya, why will they even accept a peace offer? Yuddhasya, definitely we cannot win because they have a lot of buddhi and parakrama. They are very, very strong. They have a lot of buddhi also, so we cannot win over them. So very lot of negative thinking is happening here. So with the Rakshasa, Samadana, Bheda, Danda is not possible. And then he says now among the Vanara Sena, who can cross? Chaturnameva hi gatihi. Chaturnameva hi gatihi. Vanaranam mahatmanam. Vanaranam mahatmanam. Valiputrasya nīlasya. Valiputrasya nīlasya. Mamaragyascha dhīmatah. Mamaragyascha dhīmatah. Chaturnameva hi gatirvanaraṇāṁ mahatmanāṁ. Chaturnameva hi gatirvanaraṇāṁ mahatmanāṁ. Valiputrasya nīlasya. Mamaragyascha dhīmatah. Valiputrasya nīlasya. Mamaragyascha dhīmatah. Together. Chaturnameva hi gatirvanaraṇāṁ mahatmanāṁ. Valiputrasya nīlasya. Mamaragyascha dhīmatah. So, Valiputrasya nīlasya. Mama dhīmatah ragyascha. Mahatmanāṁ Chaturnāṁ Vanarāṇāṁ eva gatihi. So, there are only gatihi means what? Gatihi means movement, possible attainment. Only 4 can attain this place. Only 4 can reach where I have reached. Who? Valiputra. Who's Valiputra? Who's question?
Hanuman.
Sorry?
Angada, ma'am.
Correct.
Angada.
Valiputra, Angada. Neela is the name of another monkey. Not Nala, the architect, but Neela. Okay, Neela. And then Mama, me, Mama Gatihi. Okay, that way. So not Aham, but Mama Gatihi. My attainment is possible. So it is told in the form of Gatihi Bhavati. So Vali Putrasya, one is Angadas, second is Neela, third is Mama, mine. Dhimataha Ragyascha, Dhimataha vice, Ragyaha, the king, Sashti Vibhakti, Gatihi. Sugrivas, Gati is for Mahatmanam Chaturunam. These four great people only. Mahatmanam Chaturunam. Only these four great people. Vanaranam, Vanaras, of the Vanaras, it is possible to attain. So, of me, Neela, Ankada, and Sugriva only, this attainment is possible. Okay, it's a because it is in Sashti, it is slightly trickily worded. So precise translation I have not done. Okay, so till here you see now only 4 can cross from the whole Vanarasena. It has reduced to 4. Plus Raghava, even if he comes, what can he do? So this is the level that Hanuman is now thinking. What will happen? What will happen? How will I see Sita? Now you and I are capable of thinking like this. Okay, in that we are common with Hanuman. But only Hanuman can pull his socks up and change his thinking. We will see how he's doing that in the next shloka. Till here, any questions? Till 30 it's clear, no? The doubts of Hanuman are clear, right? Okay. यावज्जानामि वैदेहीं यावज्जानामि वैदेहीं यदि जीवति वानवा यदि जीवति वानवा तत्रैव चिन्तयिष्यामि दृष्ट्वा तां जनकात्मजां यावज्जानामि वैदेहीं यदि जीवति वानवा यावज्जानामि वैदेहीं यदि जीवति वानवा तत्रैव चिन्तयिष्यामि दृष्ट्वा तां जनकात्मजां तत्रैव चिन्तयिष्यामि दृष्ट्वा तां जनकात्मजां together यावज्जानामि वैदेहीं यदि जीवति वानवा तत्रैव चिन्तयिष्यामि दृष्ट्वा त्वां जनकात्मजाम्. So here, very beautifully, he changes his thinking. Vaidehi yadi jivati vanava. Sita, whether she lives or not. Yavat janami. Until I know it. Tam janakatmajam. Drishtva. Having seen the daughter of Janaka, Sita. Tatraiva chintayishyami. Then I will think. So what is he doing here? Who can tell? Who can go to the heart of it and tell me what is he doing here? That is the right thing to have done. Instead of me just explaining my interpretation, let me hear your thoughts. What is he doing here which is correct?
Ma'am, he's thinking whether Sita is alive or not. Let me see her first and then think about who can cross the ocean, ma'am.
Purpose of coming to
the purpose of coming there.
Purpose. Let me not lose track of the focus on the goal. So that's exactly what he's doing. He's bringing his mind back. That is what goal is. What to pass the man's exam. How many days are remaining? 10 days. How many chapters? 20 chapters. Instead of thinking is 2 chapters a day possible or not, let me go ahead and do it anyway because the goal is clear in front of me. Same here. I have to see Sita Mata. First, let me find out. After I know and I've seen her, then I will start thinking. So here, Anantarama Dikshitar in his commentary says that till now, whatever he was thinking between the 27th shloka and 30th shloka, whatever he was thinking, those doubts and those things are very common. But when those doubts come, to be able to set aside those doubts and to bring the mind back to the goal is a sign of a true leader, which is what he is showing. So there is no room for negative thinking until I reach my goal. That is his attitude. And thinking a little more about it, this is after all what we keep talking, no? One shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Which one? which embodies the essence of his attitude now. The shloka is familiar to all of us. If you can't quote the shloka, you can even tell me the meaning. It's enough. What should be your attitude towards work?
Leave the results of
to God.
later. Do your karma first, the result later.
Because if you will have room for negative thinking only when you worry about the result and you think, will it happen or not? What will be the consequence? So is it even worth doing? Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So that does not mean we do work without looking for the fruit of action. No, mandopi na pravartate. Without looking for the action, the result of the action, nobody does work. But without the sense of, I am the owner of the action, owner of the result of the action, I am the doer of the action. With that level of ownership, if we do, then it will interfere with our effective performance of the work. That's exactly what Hanuman is showing. Instead of letting doubts assail me, let me look at the work in hand. Let me do that work. Karmani eva adhikarahate. Let me do the work that I have to do. And you cannot say, therefore, I will not do work. Na karma phala heturbuhu mate asangaha. You cannot be so akarmani. You cannot become you cannot say I will be detached from the action. I will not do the action itself. You have to do the action that you are meant to do, but do it with a sense of non-ownership over the results. Do it without worry. Okay. So then we come to the next shloka. So now he's kind of braced himself. What does he decide to do? ततः स चिन्तयामास मुहूर्तं कपिकुञ्जरः गिरिशृङ्गे स्थितस्तस्मिन् रामस्याभ्युदये रथः रामस्याभ्युदये रथः ततः स चिन्तयामास मुहूर्तं कपिकुञ्जरः गिरिशृङ्गे स्थितस्तस्मिन् रामस्याभ्युदये रथः रामस्याभ्युदये रथः. I have no idea who's on unmute. Maybe it's Harika ji. I'm not very sure. Please be on mute.
Rachna ji, ma'am. Rachna ji's mic is on, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Is it?
Sorry.
See her. I'm not able to see most people's. Now I'm able to see it. Okay. So, yeah, you're on mute. Tataha Ramasya Abhyudaye Rataha Saha Kapikunjaraha. Then, then. Ramasya Abhyudaye Rataha. See, now when he's got himself back to his goal, he thinks of the noble purpose behind the goal. The moment we draw our mind back to the focused task, automatically the greater purpose is realized. So the greater purpose here is what? Ramasya Abhyudayaha. Welfare for Rama. Ramasya Abhyudaye Rataha. One who is ever intent on the welfare of Rama. Saha Kapikunjaraha. That elephant among the monkeys, Tasmin Girishringe, in that mountain peak, Stitaha stood. Muhurtam Chintayamas. So, thought for a little while. What is he now going to think about? How should I enter? Now he's got back to the goal. I have to enter. He is no longer worried about how will we retrieve Sita Mata, but now his goal is how do I enter? So he starts to think. If at any time you want me to repeat any words meaning, please raise your hand and ask me. I will. Anena रूपेण मया न शक्या रक्षसां पुरी प्रवेष्टुं राक्षसैर्पुक्ता क्रूरैर्बलसमन्वितैः अनेन रूपेण मया न शक्या रक्षसां पुरी अनेन रूपेण मया न शक्या रक्षसां पुरी प्रवेष्टुं राक्षसैर्गुप्ता क्रूरैर्बलसमन्वितैः प्रवेष्टुं राक्षसैर्गुप्ता क्रूरैर्बलसमन्वितैः अनेन रूपेण मया न शक्या रक्षसां पुरी प्रवेष्टुं राक्षसैर्गुप्ता क्रूरैर्बलसमन्वितैः. Now he comes to business. क्रूरैः बलसमन्वितैः राक्षसैः गुप्ताः रक्षसां पुरी मया अनेन रूपेण प्रवेष्टुं न शक्यम्. क्रूरैः बलसमन्वितैः राक्षसैः. Rakshasas who are क्रूरैः, who are krura, who are very terrible. Balasamandvitaihi, who are very powerful. Guptaha, well guarded. So by terrible, powerful Rakshasas guarded Rakshasam Puri, the city of the Asuras, Maya, by me, Anena Rupena, in this form, Praveshtum na Shakya, cannot be entered. I cannot enter the in Lanka in this particular form. Earlier we saw when he landed across the ocean, he was gigantic. He saw his size and decided, in this size, if I walk forward, I'll be very quickly remarked upon. So he brought himself down to normal size. Now his normal size also, now he's thinking normal sized Hanuman form. This form, is it possible for me to enter the well-guarded city of the Rakshasas in this form? Why? We will see. उग्रौजसो महावीर्या उग्रौजसो महावीर्या बलवन्तश्च राक्षसाः वञ्चनीया मया सर्वे जानकीं परिमार्गता उग्रौजसो महावीर्या बलवन्तश्च राक्षसाः उग्रौजसो महावीर्या बलवन्तश्च राक्षसाः वञ्चनीया मया सर्वे जानकीं परिमार्गता वञ्चनीया मया सर्वे जानकीं परिमार्गता. Together. उग्रौजसो महावीर्या बलवन्तश्च राक्षसाः वञ्चनीया मया सर्वे जानकीं परिमार्गता. Janakим Parimargata. When I'm searching for Sita, Maya, by me, Parimargata is an adjective for Maya. Parimargataha, one who is searching. Parimargata Maya, by me, who is searching for Janaki. Ugraujasaha, Mahaviryaha, Balavantaha, Rakshasaha. All these are adjectives for Rakshasas. Ugraujasaha, ones who have terrible ojas, energy, who are very, very energetic. Mahaviryaha, very brave. Balavantaha, very strong. Rakshasas. Sarve Vanchaniyaha, I must be able to deceive them. They ought to be deceived. Vanchaniyaha, Aniya Pratya, must be deceived. They ought to be deceived. So I cannot go in this form, because if I go in this form, I cannot deceive them. I must be able to deceive them. So that is the reason why he wants to, why he is reviewing his form. Okay. Lakshya-lakshyeण रूपेण रात्रौ लङ्कापुरी मया प्रवेष्टुं प्राप्तकालं मे कृत्यं साधयितुं महत् लक्ष्यालक्ष्येण रूपेण रात्रौ लङ्कापुरी मया लक्ष्यालक्ष्येण रूपेण रात्रौ लङ्कापुरी मया प्रवेष्टुं प्राप्तकालं मे कृत्यं साधयितुं महत् प्रवेष्टुं प्राप्तकालं मे कृत्यं साधयितुं महत् together लक्ष्यालक्ष्येण रूपेण रात्रौ लङ्कापुरी मया प्रवेष्टुं प्राप्तकालं मे कृत्यं साधयितुं महत् कृत्यं साधयितुं for me mahat krityam big task what of finding Sita sadhayitum to accomplish maya by me lakshyena rupena in a form that is both visible with a form that is both visible and invisible. What does that mean? With a very inconspicuous form. Ratro, in the night. Lankapuri praveshtum, to enter Lankapuri. Praptakalam asti is the appropriate time. So now he fixes the time. He says that's why Nishagama Pratiksha. The name of the chapter is Nishagama Pratiksha, waiting for the night. So why night? He's decided to see. I am going to enter Lanka in the night because there is a Praptakala, appropriate Kala for me to enter. And how should I enter? Lakshya Rupena. So inconspicuous that it cannot be directly perceived. But the existence can still be inferred. Okay. So that kind of a form he should take and he should find Sita. That is his decision here. Tam purim tadrishim drishtva. Tam purim tadrishim drishtva. Duradharsham suraihi. Duradharsham suraihi. हनुमांश्चिन्तयामास विनिश्वस्य मुहुर्मुहुः तां पुरीं तादृशीं दृष्ट्वा दुराधर्षां सुरासुरैः तां पुरीं तादृशीं दृष्ट्वा दुराधर्षां सुरासुरैः हनुमांश्चिन्तयामास विनिश्वस्य मुहुर्मुहुः हनुमांश्चिन्तयामास विनिश्वस्य मुहुर्मुहुः together तां पुरीं तादृशीं दृष्ट्वा दुराधर्षां सुरासुरैः हनुमांश्चिन्तयामास विनिश्वस्य मुहुर्मुहुः Hanuman, Surasuraihi, Duradharsham, Tadrishim, Tam Purim Drishva. Hanuman, Surasuraihi, by the Devas and the Asuras. Duradharsham. See, in Vishnudasamam also we have a nama. Duradharshaha. One who is invincible. Same meaning. Invincible. Tadrishim Tam Purim. Like that city. Drishtva. Having seen. So now he has made a resolution. I should take an inconspicuous form, wait for night time and enter. But what is his inconspicuous form? How do I enter? He doesn't know. So having seen, again he looks at that terrible city, how well guarded it is, so well fortified and under Ravana's control. How do I even enter the city? Again he sees. Vinishvasya. So he sighs again and again. He sighs. And then muhurmuhu, again and again he sighs. Chintayamas and thinks. So he's sighing repeatedly and thinking. This sighing is a sign of being a little sad. He's worried. How am I going to? I've reached a decision, but how am I going to implement the decision? How will I? What kind of a form should I take? It's not clear. So he sighs repeatedly. Vinishvasya muhurmuhu chintayamas. So he thinks. केनोपायेन पश्येयं मैथिलीं जनकात्मजाम् अदृष्टो राक्षसेन्द्रेण रावणेन दुरात्मना केनोपायेन पश्येयं मैथिलीं जनकात्मजा केनोपायेन पश्येयं मैथिलीं जनकात्मजा अदृष्टो राक्षसेन्द्रेण रावणेन दुरात्मना अदृष्टो राक्षसेन्द्रेण रावणेन दुरात्मना together केनोपायेन पश्येयं मैथिलीं जनकात्मजाम् अदृष्टो राक्षसेन्द्रेण रावणेन दुरात्मना. This is a very simple shloka. I'm sure the moment you all started chanting it only, you got the meaning. Kenopayena Maithilim Janakatmaja Maithilim Pashyayam. How do I see with what upaya? What is the solution? How do I see her? And how should I see her? Rakshasendra Duratmana Ravanena Adrishtaha Pashyayam. Rakshasendra, by the Lord of the Rakshasas, Duratmana, the evil Ravana, by him I should not be seen. So I should see Maithili, but what way I don't know, and I must see in such a way that I am not seen by Ravana. Okay, that is the meaning of this shloka. Very easy shloka. I'm sure you got the meaning. Na vinashyet katham karyam Ramasya viditatmanaha. Na vinashyet katham karyam Ramasya viditatmanaha. एकामेकश्च पश्येयम् एकामेकश्च पश्येयम् रहिते जनकात्मजाम् रहिते जनकात्मजाम् न विनश्येत् कथं कार्यम् रामस्य विदितात्मनः न विनश्येत् कथं कार्यम् रामस्य विदितात्मनः एकामेकश्च पश्येयम् रहिते जनकात्मजाम् एकामेकश्च पश्येयम् रहिते जनकात्मजाम् together न विनश्येत् कथं कार्यम् रामस्य विदितात्मनः एकामेकश्च पश्येयम् रहिते जनकात्मजाम् विदितात्मनः रामस्य कार्यं कथं न विनश्येत्. विदितात्मनः, one who knows the self. Ramasya, that Rama's karyam, work. Katham na vinashyet, how not to destroy, how to ensure that it is not destroyed. Okay, vinashyet is vidhiling, how may it not be destroyed. Okay, ekascha rahite ekascha ekam janakatmaja rahite, in a private audience. Ekascha, secretively. Ekam, the one who is lonely, one who is kept in solitary confinement. Janakatmajam, Sita, Pashyayam. How will I see? So how can I ensure that the Rama who knows the self, this karyam is not destroyed? And how can I see in a private audience, secretly, Sita who has been kept in some kind of a secret place in solitary confinement? How do I find out where she is, and then how do I meet her? So he is obviously still thinking, in what form, how do I go see her? Because the form should be correct. See the choices he has. He can go as a monkey, he can go in some other form, or he can go as a Rakshasa. Correct? No? 3 points, 3 ways he can go. So that's what he's trying to think. How do I go so that the work is done? Okay. So, next. In the next 2-3 shlokas, again, lot of life advice. Bhutaschartha. Aarti.
Ma'am, in the shloka, when we take Ramasya Viditatmana, that Rama is Paramatma and Vardhanga, meaning.
Viditatmana, one who knows the self. So he's a great jnani. Rather, what is he trying to do? He's
like Rama is a great jnani and Hanuman is thinking, ma'am. That is what.
Rama, Viditatmana is Shashti
interpretation.
Viditatmana is Viditatman. Viditatma. Are you able to hear me properly? There is some lag.
Yes, I can.
Is an adjective for Rama.
Okay.
Okay. And he is now putting Rama in a very high pedestal. Obviously, Rama is his guru, he is his god. So he's saying Rama who knows the very self. If you know the self, you know everything. His karya should not, he is the ultimate. His work should not be affected. So he is now, what is this? Making himself an instrument.
Okay.
So that's how he's coaching, self-coaching himself to start thinking like, if I'm doing work, I'm doing Rama's work. So how do I ensure it becomes successful?
Okay.
The tricky part is in Ekanta, I should be able to see Janakatmaja who is kept in solitary confinement. How do I do that? So the purpose, whenever Valmiki gets the Viditatmanaha Nama for Rama, which he does, we've seen already 2 times. The third time, I think it's coming. And or at least definitely second or third time it is coming. There is some thing that is being contemplated by Hanuman when he uses an adjective. Here the contemplation is, yes, God, I am an instrument. So how will I make sure that I am doing this karyam? So he's putting that bhava in. He's getting that bhava.
Okay, ma'am.
Great. Then bhutascha vipadyante, bhutascha vipadyante, देशकालविरोधिताः देशकालविरोधिताः विक्लवं दूतमासाद्य विक्लवं दूतमासाद्य तमः सूर्योदये यथा तमः सूर्योदये यथा भूताश्चार्था विपद्यन्ते देशकालविरोधिताः भूताश्चार्था विपद्यन्ते देशकालविरोधिताः विक्लवं दूतमासाद्य तमः सूर्योदये यथा विक्लवं दूतमासाद्य तमः सूर्योदये यथा. Here there is a parallel that he is drawing between a bad Duta, messenger. He is Rama Duta, remember. Okay, again, instrument. How is he looking, perceiving himself as an instrument? He should be obviously a good instrument, is how what he's telling himself. A bad Duta is like the sun that drives away the darkness. It causes the work to, not in a positive way, but here in a negative way. Usually when we say sun that drives away the darkness, we think, positive simile. But here the comparison is negative. Let's understand. Viklavam Duta. Viklavam means incompetent, one without any sense. Viklavam Dutam Asadhya. After getting one useless Duta, useless messenger, what does he do? Desha Kala Virodhitaha. Bhutaha Arthaha Cha. Vipadyante. Desha Kala Virodhitaha. That which does not occur at the proper time and proper place. Desha means place, Kala means time. So, by doing actions which are not appropriate to the place or time, then bhutaha arthaha. Bhutaha refers here to a plan. Artha refers to a strategy for reaching the goal. So, plans and strategies, even the good plans and strategies, vipadyante, they fail. So, here, say the person who sent the messenger gives him a plan of action and strategy to reach a goal. This Duta, in being incompetent, he does the wrong things, or he does the right things at the wrong time, or he does the right things in the wrong place, or the wrong things in the right place. So essentially, he gets it all wrong. He messes it up. So the way he messes it up is like how the darkness is driven away. Vipadyante tamaha suryodaye yatha vipadyante. Like how darkness is driven away by the sun, like that the good plans are destroyed by an incompetent messenger. So the simile, Upama here is not a positive one of Suryodaya driving Tamaha, but here the simile is of a bad Duta destroying the plans because of his incompetent actions. He is reflecting on himself saying, let me not be such a Duta. Okay. Arthanarthantare buddhihi. Arthanarthantare buddhihi. Nischitapi na shobhate. निश्चितापि न शोभते घातयन्ति हि कार्याणि दूताः पण्डितमानिनः दूताः पण्डितमानिनः अर्थानर्थान्तरे बुद्धिर्निश्चितापि न शोभते अर्थानर्थान्तरे बुद्धिर्निश्चितापि न शोभते घातयन्ति हि कार्याणि दूताः पण्डितमानिनः घातयन्ति हि कार्याणि दूताः पण्डितमानिनः together अर्थानर्थान्तरे बुद्धिर्निश्चितापि न शोभते घातयन्ति हि कार्याणि दूताः पण्डितमानिनः. Further goes on to say about the bad Duta. Nishchita api buddhihi arthanarthantare na shobhate. Very important point for all of us actually. Everyone should pay attention, understand this point. Actually, it's a very useful one. Nishchita api buddhihi. Say you make up your mind about something. After having made up your mind about something, arthanarthantare na shobhate. Buddhihi na shobhate. So, by second guessing oneself, by constantly thinking and doing an over analysis of the pros and cons, even the decided mind is laid waste. So the decision that you have reached is wasted. So if we engage in that kind of an over analysis of the pros and cons, this is called paralysis by analysis, we say, no? We analyze so much that we don't do anything. If you can't accomplish this, if you can't check off 100 boxes to do this action, rather not do the action. So what do you say? You won't do the action. So finally, who misses out? The person who's supposed to do the action doesn't do it because of over analysis. So by this kind of over analysis, even a decided mind fails. If they cannot achieve the objective, na shobhate. It is not befitting. Panditamaninaha dutaha, those messengers who consider themselves very great pandits, those dutas who consider themselves great, karyanihi ghateyanti, they spoil the work in hand. So by considering yourself very capable, again he is telling himself, you are not the doer, you are doing Lord's work. So don't consider yourself some great person who has to do the work and find Sita Mata. You are doing it for Rama Karyarthe. So Rama Karyasya Abhyudaye Rataha. So that should be my goal. I am not some Pandita Maninaha. I'm not like a Pandita Maninaha. So I'm not like a person who thinks he is great. So this is what he is telling himself. I hope the meaning is clear. So those who consider themselves great cause the effort to fail. न विनश्येत् कथं कार्यं न विनश्येत् कथं कार्यं वैक्लव्यम्. It could also be, sorry, how did that happen? On it. Vaiklavyam na katham. I went to the next shloka, isn't it? Just a second, let me get the shloka to see whether it is different in the book. Vaiklavyam. So correct it to Vaiklavyam, please. Na vinashyet katham karyam Vaiklavyam na katham bhavet. Na vinashyet katham karyam Vaiklavyam na katham bhavet. Meaning doesn't change. Langhanam cha samudrasya. Langhanam cha samudrasya. Katham nu na vritha bhavet. Katham nu na vritha bhavet. न विनश्येत् कथं कार्यं वैक्लव्यं न कथं भवेत् लङ्घनं च समुद्रस्य कथं नु न वृथा भवेत् कार्यं कथं न विनश्येत. I'm sure the meaning is very clear. How should the work not be destroyed? Vaiklavyam katham na bhavet. Vaiklavyam means impetuousness, thoughtlessness. How should I make sure that there is no thoughtlessness? So that's why he's thinking, no, how should I ensure there is no thoughtless action on my part? So Vaiklavyam na katham bhavet. How should I ensure there is no thoughtless action? Samudrasya langanam cha katham nu na vritha bhavet. The act of crossing the ocean that I have carried out, how should I ensure that it does not go waste? Okay, very simple, easy meaning only. He's just evaluating. How should I ensure the work doesn't go waste? How should I ensure that I don't take an ill-considered decision? How should I ensure that the crossing of the ocean does not go waste? I have come this far, I should not go back unsuccessful. Mai drishte tu rakshobhi. Mai drishte tu rakshobhi. रामस्य विदितात्मनः भवेद्व्यर्थमिदं कार्यम् रावणानर्थमिच्छतः मयि दृष्टे तु रक्षोभिः रामस्य विदितात्मनः मयि दृष्टे तु रक्षोभिः रामस्य विदितात्मनः भवेद्व्यर्थमिदं कार्यम् रावणानर्थमिच्छतः भवेद्व्यर्थमिदं कार्यम् रावणानर्थमिच्छतः together. मयि दृष्टे तु रक्षोभिः रामस्य विदितात्मनः भवेद्व्यर्थमिदं कार्यम् रावणानर्थमिच्छतः मयि रक्षोभिः दृष्टे तु. If I am in me, it is seen by the Rakshasas. Ravananartham icchatah viditatmanah Ramasya idam karyam. Ravananartham icchatah, one who is desirous of destruction to Ravana. Viditatmanah, one who knows the self. Again, Rama. Rama's idam karyam, this work, vyartham bhavi, will become a waste. If I am seen, then automatically Rama's work will become waste. So what do I do? If I am seen by the Rakshasas, then Rama's work will become waste. So what do I do? Vyartham bhavet is what he says. So now he is changing his form. He is deciding what form, what he should do. Moving forward. Nahi shakyam kvachit sthatum. Nahi shakyam kvachit sthatum. Avikyatena rakshasaihi. Avikyatena rakshasaihi. Api rakshasarupena. Api rakshasarupena. Kimutanyena kenachit. Kimutanyena kenachit. Nahi shakyam kvachit sthatum avikyatena rakshasaihi. Nahi shakyam kvachit sthatum avikyatena rakshasaihi. Api rakshasarupena kimutanyena kenachit. Api rakshasarupena kimutanyena kenachit. Rakshasaihi avikyatena Rakshasarupena api. Rakshasaihi, by the Rakshasas. Avikyatena. Rakshasarupena. Avikyata is a adjective for Rakshasarupa. Rakshasarupa means taking the form of a Rakshasa. Avikyatena, without being identified. Api, also. Kvachit sthatum, to stay anywhere. Kvachit, anywhere, anyhow, to stay. Na shakyam hi is not possible. Anyena kenachit kimuta. Anyena means by some other form. Kenachit, whatever it may be. Anyena kenachit, by any other form. Kimuta, what to say of it? The particle kimuta, when we find in Sanskrit, essentially is a rhetoric. What of? Okay, what about it? That way. What it means essentially is, even if I take the form of a Rakshasas, I will be found by them. So, what is the point of me taking any other form? What is the point of me going like a lion or a monkey or like lion or a deer or a horse or anything else or like any other magical being? If this itself will make sure this itself will have me caught, then what is the point of me taking a different form? Kimuta, what of it is this question? I hope the meaning is clear. Okay. One more shloka we'll see, then we'll close for questions again. वायुरप्यत्र न ज्ञातः वायुरप्यत्र न ज्ञातश्चरेदिति मतिर्मम. We join in 10. वायुरप्यत्र न ज्ञातश्चरेत् इति मतिर्मम. Once more. वायुरप्यत्र न ज्ञातश्चरेत्. Okay, many are confused. वायुरप्यत्र न ज्ञातश्चरेत् इति matir mama. वायुरप्यत्र न ज्ञातश्चरेत् इति मतिर्मम. Once more. वायुरप्यत्र न ज्ञातश्चरेत् इति मतिर्मम. So far today's shlokas, Valmiki blessed us with easy shlokas. Now little bit of tongue twister. Right? Once more we will chant it and go to the next one. Vayurapyatra na gyataschare iti matirmama na hyasya viditam kinchit na hyasya viditam kinchit nahi asti aviditam kinchit na hyasya viditam kinchit राक्षसानां बलीयसां न ह्यस्य विदितं किञ्चित् राक्षसानां बलीयसां न ह्यस्य विदितं किञ्चित् राक्षसानां बलीयसां. Once more. न ह्यस्य विदितं किञ्चित् राक्षसानां बलीयसां. Together. वायुरप्यत्र न ज्ञातश्चरेत् इति मतिर्मम न ह्यस्य विदितं किञ्चित् राक्षसानां बलीयसां. Once more together. वायुरप्यत्र न ज्ञातश्चरेत् इति मतिर्मम न ह्यस्य विदितं किञ्चित् राक्षसानां बलीयसां. राक्षसैः अत्र वायुः अपि अज्ञातः न चरेत्. Even Vayu here cannot go without being seen. Iti. So, mama matihi is my thought, my belief. This is my belief that even Vayu being formless cannot be seen. No, can we see the wind blowing anywhere? Unless we see the leaves blowing in the wind, we can't see the wind itself blowing. Correct. Here, even the formless Vayu cannot be freely flowing without being known. Even his presence will be detected. Okay. Mama matihi. This is my thought. Valiyasam rakshasanam. Of the powerful rakshasas. Sashti vibhakti. Of the powerful rakshasas. Aviditam kinchit nastihi. Nothing is unknown to them. Everything is known to them. Okay. So, just one more shloka we will do. No, actually we'll stop. Okay. So, I hope the meaning is clear. We will... can you stop the recording? We will stand